Hey guys, I'm Alliyah and I'm here with Spektrum Magazine at the MacArthur in Los Angeles. We're awaiting some of the attendees for the 34th Annual Authors and Illustrator Awards for Science Fiction and Fantasy. Hi, I'm Alliyah and I'm here with Spektrum Magazine and presenter Marisol Nichols. So you're an actress, and I know you presented last year. What made it so great last year for you to want to come back here and present today?
These guys are heroes to me. I'm a sci-fi freak. I read sci-fi and fantasy like every single night.
And I'm here with Jade Pennyjohn. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. Yeah, this is such an exciting thing to be a part of. I'm very happy to be here and happy to support it. Yeah.
I'm here with Sabangale Malango. I just mastered her name. Alrighty, so tell us why you're here tonight.
Well, I'm here to watch everybody receive their awards, the writers and illustrators of the future.
Hi, I'm Tyrone Dubois, R&B historian for TV One's Unsung and Cheryl Underwood Radio.
Awesome. And you're here as a guest, so you obviously have to have some sort of interest in science fiction. What do you think constitutes a great science fiction or fantasy piece?
When I was growing up, it was just Star Trek and Lost in Space. That's where it all began. And then afterwards, of course, the great Star Wars phenomenon and all the other things of which we've seen. So it works out really, really well for me. And I'm living my dream. So getting an opportunity to come to things of this nature is always really good for me.
I am also here with Maddie to the Max. First of all, such a creative and awesome name. Where did that come from?
Actually came from my aunt, actually. It's part of my YouTube channel. It's my brand name for everything. And my aunt is the one that actually came up with it. We were like, okay, we're doing this. We're launching this YouTube channel. We need some ideas. She came out with like 15 different names. Maddie to the Max was the one that I liked the best. It just seemed the most creative and fun.
What brought you here tonight? Obviously, you have to have some kind of love for science fiction.
Absolutely. I just love writers and I love reading, and I think books are just so beautiful and amazing. And I think sci-fi specifically is such an interesting genre because it just very imaginative and it kind of shows how the world can be or how it shouldn't be. And I think that sense of wonder is really beautiful. And
So I've been doing this for 12 years, not maybe in a row, but for 12 different times, because I love their work. I'm obsessed with their work, and the contest just brings new artists. It gives them a voice, and then I end up reading their books, so I love it.
Can we get one of your best impressions?
Of course, darling. Here we are at the Writers and Illustrators of the Future, and it is just marvelous, darling. Simply marvelous.
What began your interest in science fiction and fantasy?
Oh my goodness, where do I start? As a child, you fantasize, you play games, your imagination goes wild. So I guess that's what I love about the genre.
So what do you think constitutes a good science fiction or fantasy piece?
that's a really great question. For me, I think reading about something that hasn't been done before, I think just that sense of wonder and that originality is always something that I'm looking for, and that sense of adventure and the balance between adventure and heart and all of that. All of my favorite books like Ender's Shadow or things like that, it's just they have that sense of wonder, they have the adventure, the romance, the heartbreak, all of that is there. And I think when you have all of those pieces, it makes a really great.
Usually they've got a lot of humanity. I don't like a lot of war and that whole thing. You can have that, and that always ends up being in there. But as long as there's humanity, as there's characters that I can identify with, there's usually a love story. But it's just good writing. At the end of the day, it just boils down to really, really good writing, whether it's TV, film, or books. It'll hook me.
Well, it's really interesting because science fiction is not the genre. Science fiction is the setting. You can have a romance science fiction.
True.
And you can have those things that is like, you can have all these different genres set in science fiction. So it's really an amazing broad scope of things that you can do with science fiction. And my favorite one, gonna have to go with Doctor Who. That is just classic for sci-fi.
How important is this idea of escapism to you?
Look, for me, I always tell people that, there's 1,440 minutes in a day. And, my goal is to always try to just maximize it as much as I can. And so escapism is a very important part of everyone's life. To be perfectly honest, I think we all want to escape everything in which we can.
What drives your passion to continue with it today?
Just being able to step into a different world, being transported into something that is completely different from what I'm experiencing right now. And I guess the escapism
Okay, so tell us about you said you're a YouTuber?
Yes.
Tell us about your YouTube channel. What do your videos consist of?
My videos consist of cartoon impressions of the best animated movies from DreamWorks to Disney to Disney XD TV shows. I do impressions for those, and then I do live action recreations of things like Finding Nemo and The Incredibles, all of Edna Mode's scenes. I recreated all of those live action.
I'm on Riverdale. We just finished our second season. We just got picked up for our third. And I start a film next week called Lost and Found, which is sci-fi, actually.
Oh, so that's right up your alley. Alrighty, guys. Well, be sure to stay tuned. Awesome. And so you're an actress.
Yes.
And you're presenting tonight. Describe some of the pieces that you're working on right now.
Okay, so I just finished working on a film with Nicole Kidman and Karan Kasama, which was such an amazing experience. That'll be coming out, I think, this year, maybe. But I'm very excited about that. It's called Destroyer, and that'll be coming out, as well as a film I did with Laura Dern and Ed Zwick, and that'll be coming out as well. That's called Trial by Fire. Yeah, I'm really happy to be working on these projects that I think are really important, very relevant to what's happening today in the world, and I'm just really happy to tell stories that I think are really important, so I'm happy.